apa lagi macam tu lah. Yang kreatif multimedia ni kan. But those yang decide to do system development or multimedia applications lah basically, I think you can probably use a template. Okay, you can easily fulfill lah the requirements dalam template tu, right? So here I have found a few and I decided to share lah dalam ni. But this is for your reference only. Do not like kata apa follow like 100% or even worse you plagiarize it. Do not plagiarize it. This is your friends punya work. Some are from your seniors punya work. And some I found dekat internet lah yang I think might be suitable for you. So mostly ada dua ni from for project yang bersifat creative multimedia lah, like animation and documentary video. I have one also that do something on courseware, e-learning pun ada kat sini. I'm not saying that these are the best example, but at least this can give you some guidance lah. And instead of you following the template ni, so I believe the template is quite rigid and template yang ni, so it doesn't really like help you see lah how you can adjust it to your punya project. So please have a look at these examples. Okay. Alright. Contoh kata kan, contoh. Maybe I should ask you first lah you punya progress macam mana. Okay, since you have already seen this one, so that just me explain je lah. Let me explain what will happen next week. So next week is week 10. Unfortunately, on the 21st December, I have to postpone the class, or maybe I just replace the class with virtual punya apa kata, activity lah. Because I have a workshop that I need to conduct. I conduct the workshop. Because there's no other day lagi, hari tu juga yang diorang nak, 21st December ni. So what happen next week is that for you, for FYP1 ni, I want you to upload. I make it a deadline for you to upload your report on requirement analysis ataupun requirement specifications ni in PDF. Okay, I know right now ni it's just a draft lah kot because you need to finalize it with your supervisor later on kan. So tak apa, just upload je for my reference only. Because what I am, apa yang saya kena tengok, what I'm responsible is on your presentation punya part. So I want you to record your presentation, the same like what you did with the proposal itu. So please upload also the link to YouTube of the pre-recorded presentation. Basically you buat record dulu and then you upload to YouTube and just give me the link. Okay. And again for presentation not more than 10 minutes. Okay. So I can't promise you the Q&A session happen next week because I have the workshop. But I'll try to adjust and see how I can do the Q&A. Maybe we can do it like outside class punya time. Maybe I can do it by group ke, tengok macam mana. Okay, I just couldn't think of how to do it nanti. Okay, because the following week tu saya nak buat benda lain pula. Okay, I plan to do something else which is on you punya low fidelity prototype. Kan, so tengoklah macam mana untuk for the Q&A tu. Okay, but just be prepared for the pre-recorded, okay, and then the report for my reference only. I'm not going to assess you punya report. This one is your supervisor punya responsibility lah to assess you punya report. Okay, I'm just going to use it as my reference only. Okay, so this is what you need to pay attention to lah for this week and next week on requirement analysis. Okay. Alright, so let's see if you have any question to ask. Any group would like to ask question about requirement analysis before I go through this before I go through the samples here with you. Any question tak? Proposal wise, like I mentioned sebelum ni, ada few group yang I thought dia punya proposal tu need to be, orang kata apa, revised lah, need to be revised. So you need to discuss with your supervisor kan, especially project yang ada yang similarity tu. The question here dekat chat, let me see. Our SP suggests us to change our project because we informed her that got one more group do same topic like us, so we do a new topic. Can we submit a new proposal in the submission link? Okay. It's okay. Proposal tu you mean the report, right? The report tu you need to just submit to your supervisor because she or he's the one yang bagi you markah assess you punya as for me, for proposal ni, I think you are done already lah sebab you dah present kat I. So I know the way you present macam mana, how you see the idea, how you elaborate the idea. That part only I want to see for my part lah. Okay, so you don't have to represent ke, tak payah. So the report, the proposal you need to submit dekat you punya supervisor, okay? So if you look at the rubric, for presentation, I'm only looking at you punya the way you present, your knowledge, benda macam tu je. So regardless lah you punya proposal tukar tajuk ke apa ke, tak kisah. You dah present dah hari tu, kan? Okay, Sun Jing cakap, Madam, can I know the minimum number of experts and students in survey or interview? Alright, so you're asking about the respondents lah kan. Basically ada dua type of data collection here. You mentioned about survey and you also mentioned about interview. Now survey is more to quantitative punya data collection because it's all about numbers lah. The more people that you can get to respond to your survey, the better it gets lah in terms of how you can analyze the data, right? So there's a school of thought ataupun ada kalau formula apa dia panggil principle dalam apa ni, dalam research method ni lah. For survey is I think the rule of thumb that's the word that I'm trying to find. The rule of thumb is to find at least 30 to minimum. The more you can get is the better. But some also said you cannot use that rule of thumb. Some also said you need to know your population first. Ini kalau research yang bigger scale lah. Tapi I think for you FYP je tak apalah kot, guna rule of thumb at least 30. Ni for survey apa nak cakap tadi? Ada juga yang kata rule of thumb dia, you have to look at the population. Let's say you're doing something special needs punya children kan. So what are the populations of that special needs children in Malaysia? Let's say ada lebih kurang 200,000. Contoh. So from that population, that is the population. You need to know how you can sample that population. Dia ada dia punya percentage dia. Okay? But I don't think you should go to the extent lah kot sebab banyak kerja lah dan susah untuk you nak cari kan. Especially sekarang ni not sure about whether kita punya PKP ni dah settle ke apa ke. Dan dari segi budget wise lah, takkan student nak keluar pergi cari seramai tu kan. Alright, so you can use the rule of thumb of at least 30. Okay, Sunji? Now for interview pula, interview is another type of data collection. Interview ni is more to qualitative. So basically for qualitative ni, you need to find someone that really know the subject matter, okay, that can really give you rich information. Rich information ni macam very detail lah. So it has to be in depth, meaning you have to prepare question open-ended so that the respondent can elaborate more lah. Okay. And normally interview ni will involve a longer period lah. Macam you kena sit down with the interviewee ni lama sikit, at least sejam 2 jam, try to get the answer. Okay. So for interview ni, the number of respondents ataupun siapa-siapa yang you nak approach ni, some say the rule of thumb, some say half a dozen pun dah cukup, 5-6 orang pun dah cukup. But then it depends. If you can only find like 2-3 orang saja because they are really expert in that matters, then fine. But what you need to do is that you have to like have an in-depth interview with them lah. Okay, so that you have rich information. And the way you analyze it pun different from survey. Sebab interview ni you have to analyze it like qualitatively lah. So you take out all the important information and you do some kita buat macam categorization lah of the information tu, nampak tema dia lebih kepada macam mana. Okay, so that is qualitative. So it's different Sunjing between survey and interview. So I would say survey needs more respondents, at least 30, because it's a quantitative, okay, and you need questionnaire for survey. And for interview, it is qualitative, so less number of respondents. It can be 3, it can be even 2, but it has to be someone really expert in that matter, that subject matter, and it has to be open-ended questions and it has to be in-depth, okay? right? Okay, so I hope I answer your question lah. Who else have questions? I'm not sure whether you have macam Tarani kan dia dah change dia punya project punya title kan. But so far I think majority of you are doing multimedia applications, yang ada juga a few yang buat creative multimedia, right? So do you find any problem to prepare you punya requirement specifications tu? And some also didn't even kata apa sure about dia punya targeted user, meaning probably your user ni general lah kot, kan, general. Okay, so but you need to understand you punya project tu. If it's animation, then what are the requirements to do animation? If it's 2D ke 3D ke, dia ada different requirements. Okay. Ada yang juga yang memang work together with client. That's good lah, because it's very easy for you to get the information that you need lah for your requirement analysis, because obviously the requirement should come from the client because they are the one who need to use that apa innovation ataupun whatever like you're doing kan, application ke system ke. So the requirement should come from them and you should advise them lah if they are not sure about what to to list dalam requirements tu kan. Okay, kita tengok sebab tak ada soalan. Saya go through this one lah. Sorry, I can't open the video because my ni pun slow sangat. Kalau kat UM, kalau buka video langsung jadi slow my laptop here because of the connection is too slow. So I better not lah kan, dia kan jadi slow juga kot. Not sure what happened, what was wrong with my back ke atau UM wifi ke apa tu. Here, okay. This is the template that I go through with you dalam video ni. Kan saya dah tunjuk sikit template ni. Template ni pun saya rasa lecturer yang asal ni dia ambil daripada internet je. Dia cari user specification requirement, letak sini sebagai template. But like I said, you shouldn't use it like the one template that can fit every type of project. No. It's just a template. It's just an example sahaja. Okay, so don't worry about not able to fulfill apa cakap, setiap part dalam template tu. Okay, let's say you're doing animation project kan. So I have this example here, quite interesting. I just found out about this semalam. Ya, tutup ni jap. Okay, so it's a animation punya project. So let's see how they do the requirement specification. Okay. So inside they have things like users, perhaps the viewers lah kot, siapa yang akan viewer tu. The functions also got. So let's see how they do the functions punya requirement untuk animation. Ada assumption dependencies, constraints, so on and so forth lah. And then ada dia punya specification requirements on functional and non-functional. So it's quite interesting to see whether you can follow the same step juga untuk you punya photos yang beranimation lah. Okay. So dia start dengan background history. So product perspective, they describe a bit about the product, about dia punya project ni lah. Okay. Okay, Unity, they mention about the tool that they're going to use. And then users. Okay. Yang ni dia buat project animation ke ataupun dia buat software? Sekejap. Unity. Dia buat animation ke dia buat software sebenarnya? Software untuk buat animation. Sekejap, saya silap ambil ni. I think this one silap. Yang ni dia nak buat program yang boleh buat animation sebenarnya macam Unity tu. Okay. Sepatutlah dia boleh buat requirement dengan apa ni, functional and non-functional. Saya silap. Mana saya letak tadi satu pasal animation. Yang ni kot. This one kot. Goal-oriented requirements animation. So let's have a look at this one. Yang ni kot. Okay, so here requirement animation. State symbol requirement. I think this one lah, requirement animation. But this is obviously for motion control. Okay, you ni nak buat platform untuk buat animation juga. Saya pun dah terconfirm ada satu. Saya pun ni pun sama jugalah. So sorry. Saya cari balik kat mana saya letak. So this one saya hiddenkan balik. Salah letak. Okay. Saya ada jumpa yang buat animation punya. So basically requirement dia tu lebih kepada cakap like animation dia tu macam untuk marketing. So macam mana dia buat requirement specification for animation for marketing. Macam untuk advertisement kan. Tapi yang ni saya letak ni yang dalam ni tadi ialah animation punya tool nak create tool untuk buat animation. Macam Unity tu. Okay, tak apa. So let's go through courseware dulu. So for those yang buat courseware, I have this one example here. Atau yang buat e-learning lah. Courseware ni dalam kategori e-learning. Ramai juga yang buat e-learning kan. Siapa yang nak buat untuk special need children lah, untuk belajar jawi lah, belajar apa, untuk e-learning lah, semua tu kategori yang sama. So I have this one example from your seniors ni. This one very rajin punya group. Hardworking punya group. So here, dia still guna template tu, cuma dia ubah lah, modify a bit. Okay. So, let's have a look. Dia buat pasal e-learning untuk ajar primary student about hydroponic. Okay, hydroponic. So content dia tu lebih kepada how you can DIY hydroponic lah. So the steps. They introduce the steps, they introduce what hydroponic is, they introduce the steps. Okay. So dia punya intended user dia primary school children. Primary school children. Okay, look at the data gathering here. Dia pakai survey juga dan juga, dia pakai interview open-ended question. So apa question dia ask during the interview ni? So dia ask from user experience, user perception, user preferences for design. Okay, so these are the respondent. These are the procedures. This is how they analyze dia punya data lah. Okay. And they also do secondary punya data collection, which is comparing existing application lah. By looking at existing application yang similar, yang pasal hydroponic juga. Okay, so they compare and try to find the features whether suitable or not to be adapted. Okay, ataupun adopted. So ini contoh yang agak bagus. Okay. Now, since dalam dia punya courseware ni, dia ada part yang juga ada sedikit function lah, not just basically orang kata apa, learning content saja. Ada part yang di mana user boleh share kat social media and what not, apa semua tu. And then also ada part di mana how user can actually use dia punya courseware ni is actually by scanning QR code from hard copy punya brochures. So they explain that part lah, function tu. So sebab tu dia ada part tu. And then for non-functional pula, normally non-functional is something yang lebih kepada user experience. How user should experience benda tu in terms of reliability dia, in terms of usability dia. Okay. Dia buat use case juga walaupun sebenarnya user dia single user je, tak ada admin apa pun. Ini tak perlu buat pun tak apa sebenarnya. But they decided to do it juga. Just to show. Basically this one you not use case. You can do like flowchart sahaja. Flowchart. Okay. From the first screen sampai every screen dalam courseware tu. Okay. You boleh tunjuk dalam flowchart. So not necessarily use case. Use case lebih kepada kalau full system development lah. You ada multiple users, multiple level of users kan. Admin, and then ada super user, and ada user biasa, ada public apa semua tu. Itu pakai use case elok lah. Alright. Any questions so far? Siapa yang buat courseware e-learning? Ramai kan? Animation ni saya balik semua Sorry, salah letak kat sini. Any questions so far for those yang buat e-learning juga? Hello. Senyap je semua orang hari ni. Okay. Ada question? Amir cakap okay. Guru Amir buat apa lah? Lupa dah. So I believe ada few groups yang buat pasal e-learning ni. Okay. Regardless of you punya intended users apa. So you can have a look at this example lah. Okay, since there is no question, let me move to the next one. For those yang buat pasal video, okay, video PSA ke, video documentary ke, video apa lagi? Apa-apa video lah, kan? So, here, I have an example from your senior juga. So, just use this one as your reference, do not plagiarize. So, they are doing, they did a documentary video on Sintok Forest, okay, for preservation purposes lah, untuk awareness kan, awareness how people can actually protect dia ni. Oh, tiba-tiba ada soalan daripada Hui sana. Hui is asking something. Is comparative analysis review in requirement assisting with the comparison table in proposal? Comparison table. If you have done it in proposal, then fine. If you want to do like extensive review, you can still continue lah dalam requirement ni, because some of the requirement you might get from especially those yang buat project yang kata saya lah, macam the general user. So perhaps after asking around, after doing the survey, you still find that you need to do some orang kata apa, comparative analysis juga, okay, from secondary data collection. So you can still do like extensive one lah, comparing all the existing yang paling relevant dengan you punya project. Okay. But for those yang memang ada intended user and you are working with client, then it's good enough if you can get the data from your client saja for your requirement. Okay, nama pun requirement, so requirement should come from them lah. Okay. But if for those yang buat general, then it's good if you want to consider do the secondary data collection from literature ke, from existing application ke, and buat comparative analysis. Right? Alamak, saya lupa nak record lah hari ni. Ayah. You pun tak ingat kan? Okay, tak apa. Apa tadi saya cakap? Okay, this one. Senior you ni buat documentary video pasal Sintok Forest for preservation awareness. So let's have a look at macam mana dia buat requirement analysis dia. So basically dia explain about the purpose of the video, who are the intended viewers, apa constraints, okay, expectations, so on and so forth ni. Now this one dia explain about the method of data gathering. Basically dia buat in-depth interview. Sebab this particular project memang dia work with clients. So the clients are actually the director from ICC, okay, Innovation Commercialization Center, the UUM lah. So they do the in-depth interview with this professor, asking about the requirements. Sebab project ni sebenarnya project bawah ICC ni lah. ICC was asked to actually come up with awareness program, some innovation, how we can actually help community ni aware about importance of preserving hutan sintuk tu. Okay. Sintuk forest. So after doing the in-depth interview, they also do survey to ask, okay, survey part ni basically nak tengok macam mana requirement daripada viewer. Viewer nak tengok benda yang macam mana supaya dia orang, supaya boleh caught their attention kan. So they also did a survey. So this, they explain about the instruments. This is interview questions. Interview questions might seem a bit short, but it's open-ended kan. So in between tu they were adding more questions lah. Okay, and that's how you do interview. And this is a questionnaire asking general viewers about what they would like to see in the video. Okay. So they discuss about the type of respondent. Ni activities ni saya tukar dia punya gambar for confidentiality. This is the method how they analyze it. This pun sama juga. They do secondary data gathering because they would like to know more requirements lah that need to be considered for their project ni. So they were comparing this for related videos lah pasal documentary juga. Okay. This is how they analyze the interview questions. Cuma part analysis ni it's not the best example actually because they don't really know how to do it. They basically transcribe. This is not analysis, this is transcription. Maksud transcription tu, they basically just tulis balik semula apa yang professor tu cakap. And my name is blah 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 blah. They don't do analysis, they just transcribe. You're supposed to do some analysis lah. Ni barulah saya ada tegur itu, so dia buatlah sikit apa benda dia orang dapat daripada transcription tu. So bla 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 kat sini kan, sikit je lah, sikit. So ini part yang penting ni lah, analysis sebenarnya. Result pula, analysis. Ini transcription. Basically apa yang dia dah record masa interview tu, dia transcribe je balik. So this is the analysis part, apa yang dia dapat daripada transcription tu. Okay. So dia buat survey tadi kan, so dia buatlah juga analysis on the survey data tu dan seterusnya. For survey ni berapa orang 7 tambah 7 tambah 16, 34. At least 30 lah kan, saya cakap tu at least 30. So they managed to get 34, 50 lebih kurang, 50 orang. Okay, so that is good enough. The method they use is online survey, so because they use their networking lah, they use their friends, circle of friends and spread lah. Extend dia punya link tu kepada kawan-kawan, so that's how they get a respondent. So project dia orang ni macam video pasal forest preservation ni, anyone can actually be part of the viewer kan, sebab awareness ni untuk semua. Ini pun sama juga, tak semestinya buat use case. Okay, for documentary you don't need to do use case because you're not doing system development. It's good if you can have like a sort of like storyboard lah, macam flowchart je. Tunjukkan screen 1, screen 2, apa dia punya storyline sahaja. You're not supposed to use case. This one is not. Do not follow this one. Okay, it's not a good example. Walaupun dah cakap banyak kali, tak semua orang kena buat use case tapi dia buat juga. Sebab bila dah cakap awal-awal, bila buat tu last minute kan, so dia follow je lah template tu. So begitulah. Okay. So yang buat documentary pun ada few kan, yang buat macam video ni lah, video. So I hope we can follow examples yang I bagi ni, bukan follow 100%, follow the one yang I say okay this one is good. Yang mana yang tak payah follow, jangan follow. Zhang Chong asked Madam about the expert. If my group doing cyberbully video, we should get expert who faced cyberbullying before or expert in video production? Both. Bukan expert in cyberbullying. Bukan expert yang pandai bully orang. Expert ni macam dalam psikologi ke, okay, psikologi, pasal child psychology ke, adolescent psychology ke. So isu-isu bullying ni isu-isu psikologi kan. So maybe we can get expert from that. And also experts in video production. so that you can get some advice also in the technical punya part lah. Okay, so you should get both opinions. Right, Then Chong? Okay. Kalau nak cari mangsa bully pun boleh lah juga to understand dia punya perspective from victim punya perspective. But please remember lagi satu yang you tak patut buat dalam group ni saya dah cakap banyak kali, please hide the identity of your punya respondent. You should not disclose it. Okay, it's not ethical. Tapi mereka ni hide nama pun tak hide. Dengan muka-muka saya pergi letak. That's why saya hide kan lah. You're not supposed to disclose the identity of your punya respondents. It has to be confidential lah. Faham? So you can replace to describe you punya respondent, you can say they are directors of blah 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 apa ke. Macam tu lah. Okay. Ataupun a male age 40. Contoh macam tu lah. So, tapi you jangan cakap okay Encik Azman bin Hashim. Bagi pula dia punya office dia kat mana. So please do not disclose that one. For those yang approach teachers ke kat sekolah ke, jangan disclose nama teacher tu or nama sekolah. It's not ethical. Okay. Please don't do that. Some of my students still doing it. I don't know why. Dah cakap banyak kali dah. Alright. I guess itu saja yang nak share. Is there any more questions? You can think of question to ask while me preparing the QR code. Saya rasa dah buka dah QR code tadi mana dah. Nanti animation tu I will upload later Sorry for the mistake. Saya tersilap. Tak memang saja berview semalam tapi saya confuse antara yang buat tool for animation tu ataupun yang animation punya content. Saya buka lagi. Tak ada question ni ke? Sayang lah nak record hari ni. Okay, if you don't have question, please scan the QR code. Dah appear dah. Alright, so semua dah scan ke? Let me see. Okay, just before we end the session, Amir kan ada tadi? Anyone would
pergi toilet ke?
pergi toilet. Afiq Haikal, okay, Amir dah add dah. Syamir,
Syamir using phone.
Sorry?
Syamir using phone. Handphone.
Oh, Vishnu. Oh, so Syamil is here?
Yeah.
Okay. Amy, Afiq, Haikal dengan you, Huan. Right, okay. Before we end the session, I just want to Kido ni Afiq Haikal. Sekejap. Sekejap lagi lah saya add balik sekejap Okay, just to remind you lah so that you have the right mindset kan. We only have 6 weeks including this week. Okay, not to frighten you ke apa. But so that you be prepared. So by next week you finish your punya requirement analysis and then you have another 5 weeks macam tu to finish you punya low and medium fidelity prototype. Now for low fidelity, normally people can do a very simple one like a paper based punya prototype ataupun storyboard, okay, so that is acceptable lah untuk low fidelity. But for medium fidelity, some of you who doing applications ke ataupun system ke, you probably want to like start doing it dalam platform whatever platform that you're doing lah, dalam Android ke, dalam kini dah boleh tested secara dalam komputer ataupun dalam phone lah untuk medium fidelity. Okay. So you have 4 to 5 weeks saja untuk buat benda tu. So please be prepared lah. Dah tak lama dah nak habis semester. So I hope you don't waste any more time. Please finish off this requirement analysis ni secepat mungkin and do the pre-recorded presentation so you can start working on you punya low and medium fidelity. We'll talk about low and medium fidelity tu. I probably will prepare you macam ni video presentation to explain about low and medium fidelity tu to get you ready lah so that you get informed about what to do in both low and medium fidelity tu. Because next week I cannot promise you to do an online session because I have a workshop tu kan, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can prepare something for you lah so that you can view as your reference. Okay. Alright, so itu saja. Sekejap. Apa tadi? Mana dia? Afiq Haikal. Okay. Alright. So clear semua orang? So I'll see you probably the week after that, like the week after next week. But please check your L from time to time because I will update with content that can help you for your next phase lah. And also I will inform you dalam group WhatsApp group. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. All the best. And take care. Welcome.